Can flossing one tooth lead to success? Can tiny habit changes turn you into a successful person? Can reading 30 minutes of self-improvement books or watching this YouTube channel regularly turn your life around? Can all those small changes make a significant difference in your life? Does flossing one tooth sound ridiculous? Hear us out. This video will give you all the action inspired by the book Tiny Habits, The Small Changes That Change Everything by BJ Fogg PhD. Action 1. Don't judge yourself too harshly. A lot of people give themselves the ambitious goal of losing a significant amount of weight in a month. To accomplish this goal, people go on a restrictive diet plan and a rigorous exercise routine. They might even follow it to the T for a week or two. But then the coworker's dinner outing or a child's birthday party comes around and the diet and exercise plan goes out the window. All of a sudden, the individual wanting to lose weight feels like a failure that will never achieve its goal and stops working towards their goal altogether. Do not fall into the trap of thinking you are a failure. Instead, take the day of weakness into consideration and learn ways to have better habits explained in the rest of the video. Action 2. Learn the difference between aspiration and behaviors. An aspiration is something that you want to achieve, like getting a good night's sleep. A behavior is something that you can do to make that happen. For example, you can put your phone on silent when you sleep and move the phone away from the nightstand to not disturb your deep sleep. Although in life you need aspirations, you need to focus on behaviors to make those aspirations happen. Action 3. Start with small goals. Are there people who can cold quit smoking or do other forms of extreme changes and make it last? Yes, but the majority of the people see lasting change if they start with small behaviors. If you want to lose 10 pounds, start with small or even tiny goals like substituting one of your sodas for sparkling water. Focus on making habits of healthy behaviors. Action 4. Follow the Fogg behavior model. A behavior happens when motivation, ability, and prompt meet simultaneously. This is known as the Fogg behavior model, or B equals MAP for short. For example, when Fogg got a text from Red Cross asking him for a donation, he did the behavior B. Because he had the desire to help people, motivation M. He was able to donate and reply to the text message to set up the meeting, ability A. And Red Cross sent him the text, prompt P. It just takes those three to change your behavior for the better, as the easier it is to do, the more likely you are to make the behavior a habit. Action 5. Find good motivation. There's so much content out on the internet about how to increase your motivation. Motivation is, however, very unreliable. We cannot depend on it to make a permanent change in our life. It is not a true engine for behavior change. Your motivation needs to come from one of the following three sources of motivation. 1. Yourself. For example, you already want to start a business. 2. A benefit or punishment you would receive by doing or not doing the action. For example, the carrot and stick type motivation. 3. Your context. For example, all your friends doing something that you will join in. Action 6. Focus on golden behaviors. Golden behaviors are behaviors that are effective in realizing your aspirations, ones that you are motivated to do, and ones that you are able to do. Action 7. Increase your ability to complete the goals. How many times have you put off doing something because the whole process scared you away? Break your actions into tiny habits that you are easily able to do through the day. Do you want to do 20 push-ups a day, but you can't do that in one sitting? Start with doing 5 push-ups after you wake up. You might even find yourself doing 6 or 7 once you get started. Use Newton's first law of an object in motion stays in motion to your benefit. Once you start doing something, you will continue to push yourself towards your goal. If you are struggling in completing a goal, ask yourself, why is it hard to complete? Do you have enough time and money to do it? Does it need a lot of physical or mental energy? Does it not fit into your current routine? How can you make it easier? Do you need to increase your skills? Would hiring people be easier if you took a psychology course and increased your interviewing skills? Do you have the right tools to do the job? Do you need to vacuum your house but do not own a vacuum? Do you need to create an image using a new software but don't know how to navigate it? Acquire the skills and tools needed for your job. This will increase your ability making the behavior easier. You are your best investment. Invest in the skills you need to reach your goals. Action 8. Focus on having good prompts. A personal prompt relies on something inside of you to do the behavior. For example, feeling of thirst prompts you to drink water. Fogg argues that relying on yourself to do a behavior is not going to lead to meaningful new changes. A context prompt is a prompt from the environment that reminds you to do something like an app notification to join a meeting. An action prompt is a behavior that you already do that can remind you to do a new habit. Fogg argues that this is the best way to learn new behaviors. On the opposite spectrum, if you want to get rid of an unwanted behavior, the easiest way to do this is to remove the prompt. For example, if you watch too much TV at night in your bed, the easiest way to remove that behavior is to move the TV out of your bedroom. The prompt to watching TV in bed is turning it on with the remote. But once that's out of your bedroom, that behavior is impossible. Action 9. Match your behaviors. Matching behaviors or having action prompts according to Fogg is the most effective. For example, if you want to start taking vitamins daily, you can match it with a current behavior you already do daily, like drinking coffee in the morning. Do you want to start flossing your teeth? The best way to do that is to match it with your daily brushing of teeth. And yes, you can start with just flossing one tooth. It's likely that once you start flossing, you will floss all your teeth. But let us know in the comments if you are just flossing one tooth and how long it took you to get to flossing all your teeth. Practice saying and doing this new habit recipe. After I anchor, I will new habit. For example, after I brush my teeth, I will floss. Thinking about how you want to match your habits by focusing on either the physical location like the bathroom, the frequency like the daily vitamins, or the purpose. Action 10. Celebrate your success. Although it might feel uncomfortable to celebrate flossing one tooth, practice celebrating the tiniest of habits. It is important to celebrate immediately after performing your new habit. The reason why this last step is important is because when you celebrate, you create a positive feeling inside yourself on demand. This good feeling wires the new habit into your brain because when we feel good, our brain releases dopamine and we remember this good feeling. And we are likely to do that again to get another hit of dopamine. Share your favorite ways to celebrate with us below. Next time you want to implement a new habit in your life, think about Fogg behavior model, where behavior equal map, or motivation, ability, and prompt. And think about how to make it easier on yourself to do the right behavior. Start tiny and see yourself progress into the successful person who has escaped the average life.